Isn't it beautiful? I see words like needed, gratitude, engaging, amazing, for us, by us, sisters, abundant, wonderful, powerful, and community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. We just want to express our appreciation for being here, for showing up for the program, for having interest. Doula Services. So there's a lot of confusion, you know, on the parts of our clients, on the parts of providers about what doulas do and what we do not do. What doulas do is that we provide support. We support our families emotionally, educationally, physically, more so physically before the pandemic. What we do not do is we don't provide medical advice, and we don't push for any one kind of birth. There's a common perception of doulas that we are only about unmedicated, quote unquote, natural birth, but especially in SisterWeb, it's a community value of ours that we support families where they're at, we support birthing people where they're at, and whatever kind of birth that they want to have, we just make sure that they're connected to the resources and feeling empowered in their decisions and feeling supported in those decisions. We also act as a bridge between what the client needs or wants and the resources that they need to get them there. So we do a lot of calling, connecting people to services. And I would say that one of the biggest things that we do with our clients is kind of run through almost like a cost benefit analysis of each option that they have throughout the prenatal, birth, and postpartum period, figuring out what are the risks, what are the benefits, and what are the alternatives, and just being that layer of support that they know they can trust, they know that we're neutral, and just, you know, encouraging them to do what ultimately feels right for themselves and their baby. And then in terms of if you want to refer a client or someone that you know or someone that you work with to a SisterWeb doula, you can do that one of two basic ways. One way is to fill out a paper form, a paper request form. It's pretty basic. You can either hand it to the client, but it's more effective to fill it out with them and then either fax it to us or email it. Or you can go to our website, www.sisterweb.org. On the top right-hand side, there's a Request a Doula button. We found that it's pretty effective as providers or caseworkers or whoever you may be, a family member, that if you know somebody who's interested in a doula and they know that they want to be referred to one, you can just sit there with them and go through the form. Or if you're a case manager, for example, and you have somebody on the phone, you can fill out the questions for them and then just press submit and we'll get that. And I just also wanted to mention that if you are in community with someone or working with someone who is maybe interested or doesn't really know, please feel free to reach out to us, you know, hit us up in our emails, any of the coordinators, myself, Marlia, or Rudy, and we'll figure out a way to get them connected either with one of us or one of the doulas, so we can talk through, again, what's the cost benefit analysis of having a doula, but to just see, is this going to be a good fit, and let them know what kind of support we can offer. And I'm going to put the links to the PDF of the paper form and also a link to our Google form to refer for care in the chat.
My name is Brianne Taylor, Brie like the cheese, and I became a doula because I have a young daughter, and the health disparities that Black women face are unimaginable, because I want to change the way that Black women experience birth. We go through unnecessary stress, and I want to be able to provide someone or some mom an avenue to alleviate some of that stress. I want to let her know that she's capable of having the exact birth that she wants, no matter what. I'm here to help.
I have always been interested in sexual and reproductive health, and specifically working with low-income communities and communities of color and immigrant communities. And then I decided to become a doula through my own experiences with pregnancy and childbirth, and when I started paying closer attention to those of family and friends around me, I started to notice that it is a very vulnerable, very sacred time in one's life, and that the current medical model of perinatal care leaves a lot of gaps in terms of education, and also in terms of preparation for becoming a new parent.
I became a doula when I became a mother. Just having to learn about, all the changes that were happening in my body and that were going to happen in my life really inspired me to just dive into the whole birth world and have a better understanding, of pregnancy, birth, and, postpartum and infant care. And I saw that there weren't a lot of resources in my community really that were, specific to, Pacific Islanders. So that's why I really got interested in becoming a Pacific Islander doula with SisterWebs.
Hi, my name is Bria Donaldson. I've been a doula for about 3 years now, and I became a doula pretty much because I got really, really passionate about the health disparities that have been plaguing Black women in our community. And I just felt like I needed to do something about it like now. So I got certified and I've been a doula ever since, and it's been great.
From attending my first birth, one of my best friends got pregnant, and from even that early point, I really was able to see how important and how transformative of an experience birth is. And I really, really wanted people to feel supported in that time and also feel like they had access to the options that they wanted. And I know, it's really close to my heart to obviously work with our community, and then have always worked with people of color, Indigenous people, Black folks, because I know that historically our people aren't afforded the access to all of the options that we necessarily want, and that we're suffering negative health outcomes, negative birth outcomes, just unhealthy, like a lineage of unhealthiness because of a lack of access. It's not because of something that we're doing wrong or something that's natural for us, but it's rather a systemic thing. And so for me, I'm a doula, obviously because I love birthing people, I love babies so much, but I also am a doula to see systems change.
I was going to school for labor and delivery. I had a part-time job doing retail work, but I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And I felt like becoming a doula would give me extra experience in what it would look like with working with pregnant women. And ever since I cut my nephew's umbilical cord, I just knew that I wanted to be a part of birth work.
So my name is Elena. I am a doula with Semilla Sagrada, Compañeras de Parto. And I became a doula because I believe advocacy is important. I've been advocating for my family since I've been a child, and for as long as I can remember, really. And I have always been called to do traditional medicine from my tatarabuelas. My family and my lineage has a lot of sacred knowledge when it comes to ways of treating, the postpartum families and pregnant families. And so I've always just been drawn to that.
Hi, my name is Brianna Skinner, and I became a doula because I'm really passionate about birth, and I didn't like the way that Black women were being treated in birth. I don't think it's fair, and I want to be someone to come along and support Black women and Black families, and I want to see things change.
My name is Azraa Muhammad, and I became a doula because I feel that it's the best way to give back to my community. I feel like doula work is very underrepresented in San Francisco, especially for Black women. And I feel that every woman deserves to be, especially Black women, deserve to be supported throughout their journey into bringing their little one into the world.